At the moment, I do not need my player object up. Now, if you've already got it up, you can close it by clicking the X button here, and then that will close. As another shortcut, if you right click anywhere in this area and then go to Windows and then close all, it'll close everything and then keep everything nice and tidy. What we're going to do is we are going to create a number of walls for our maze. To do this, we need to make a sprite. I'm just going to go down and click on my sprites folder. I'm going to right click on the sprites folder and go to create. And then I'm going to go down to sprite. I'm going to call this sprite S solid, because this is going to be my solid object. If you wanted to, you could call it S wall. It doesn't matter what you name it as long as you remember. Once we've done that, we're going to click on edit image, and I'm going to choose the paint bucket, and I'm going to pick a color. I'm going to click in here and just paint the color in, and that is it for my wall. You'll notice I haven't added any layers in because I don't need to at this moment in time. I'm going to close the wall, and then I'm going to close this wall sprite by clicking in the top corner with the X. The next thing I'm going to do is make a wall object. So I'm going to right click on the objects, I'm going to go to create, and then we're going to go down to objects. This is going to be called O wall. We then bind the sprite to the object by clicking on this three dots, and then clicking on sprites, and then clicking S wall. And then what we do is we make it a solid object. In another tutorial, we're going to make a better collision, but for now, this will get us going and it'll make a really quick collision for us. I'm going to then close this object and then open the room by double clicking it. Before I go any further, we need to add in a new instance layer by clicking this button here. We're then going to right click on it and go to rename, and we're going to call this wall and press enter to save. Now we can start building our maze. I'm going to click on the wall object, hold down with the mouse, and then drag it into our game and then leave go. Now you'll notice by default it will take up 4 of these blocks. However, if we click on this, we can also manipulate it by dragging it in and stretching it out as well. So if I add in a few more of these blocks, you can see I can stretch things out, and we can make a perimeter for my maze. Now, if you've just done what I've done here, which I've made it too small, don't worry, just click the delete button. That will remove it, and then just drag in another object again. Make it a bit smaller and then stretch it out. Don't worry if the object goes outside the room like this. It's absolutely fine. As long as a part of it is in the room, that will be absolutely good to work. We now need to make the inner parts of our maze. To do this, I'm going to drag another object in, and then we are going to save a little bit of time. I'm going to move that up like that, and then I'm going to Control C for copy and then Control V for paste. And if I press paste a few times, you can see it's put a few walls in here for me. We can alter the walls and we can change things very, very easily by just clicking on the edge and dragging it over to be whatever it is we need it to be. You will notice that these are all vertical, so if we make now another one, and then drag that out the other way, we now have the building blocks for the basis of our maze. When you're building your maze, try to leave around 3 blocks apart. It will work with 2, but sometimes 2 can be a little bit tight when going around corners. As you're making the maze, just make sure that A, it's suitable, and B, it's not too difficult. Just remember, when you are going and building various different things, remember your target audience. In this sample project, it's anyone from around about 10 up to about 16, but you can also have some younger players playing this as well. So it needs to be accessible for everyone. And lastly, this is your first level, so you do not want to make a level too complex, otherwise people will not play your level. You can end the video now and start to begin to design your maze. Just remember, keep enough space for your design to go through. Your player will not interact with these objects yet. That comes in the next video where we make more collisions.